What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and today's video is going to be a how-to video. Now for some of you guys that may know, I got into carp fishing last year in the summer. Well, actually, check that, late spring, early summer. And honestly, I gotta thank two friends for putting me into a whole different perspective of fishing for carp, and that's Justin and Casey. Those two guys got me into carp fishing, and it's a whole different ball game once you get into carp fishing. But enough with that said, today's video is going to be a how to tie a hair rig. Now some of you guys that are following me on Facebook and saw the post of the 19-pound carp that I caught this summer, or this past summer, I'll post a picture right up here. Now that, a lot of guys were asking me, were you using a hair rig? And the answer to that question was yes, I was using a hair rig. And they were asking me, how do you tie your hair rig, or where do I buy one? Personally, I do not like buying pre-tied hair rigs because I've seen the hook fail too many times, and it's just poor quality in my opinion. So I'd rather take the time and show you guys how to tie your very own hair rig. Now I have some here in my rig wallet that are pre-tied already, as you guys can see, and I'm going to teach you guys how to tie your very own right here. You guys can see I got some nice pre-tied hair rigs right there already, but I'm going to show you how to start from scratch. So with that being said, let's get right into today's video. Alright guys, so before we get into how to tie this rig, let's walk through and get our parts, or the things we need to make this rig. So this is my carp tackle box. This is essentially where I have everything for carp fishing in this box. So let's open this bad boy up real quick. So there's a lot of things here that are really advanced, and there's some things that you do need, but just today's video is going to only cover tying the hair rig. So let's get the parts we need for that. First and foremost, we need a swivel. So, you know, a cheap barrel swivel just like this right here will do for tying your own hair rig. So only thing I advise is buying the right size, not too small but not too big, and make sure it's strong enough where you won't lose a carp. So I'll use this guy. I do not know the size on this one, but it's pretty good. Oh, drop that. All right, let's put that to the side. Next thing you need is a bait stopper. Now these are actually really cheap. You can get about, I'd say 100 of these for about $1, maybe $2 at most. These are available at Lee's Global Tackle or Lee's Band Tackle if you are in the Chicagoland area and looking into getting carp fishing gear. We do carry a lot of these in different colors and different styles, but this is one style that is particularly my favorite because I have barely lost any of these. So anyways, let me put that to the side. I'm going to grab one of these that are already open actually though. But you can see right here, I'm going to try to show you guys in the camera. It's a little piece of plastic, and I'll show you the role it plays when you're trying to tie your very own hair rig. Oh, drop that. So I'll put that to the side as well. And now for the demonstration of how the hair rig works too, I'm going to pull out two fake pieces of pop-up horn. Do not need this, but it's going to be a little demonstration on how the hair rig actually works. And we also need hooks. So now these are gripper hooks. These are actually carp design hooks, and the reason why I like these versus any other kind of hook is because these guys are actually meant for carp and they're made in Japan. These aren't that much. I believe this is about $6, around that price range. Again, I bought this at Lee's Band Tackle. If you're in the Chicagoland area and looking to make your own hair rigs, I'd recommend picking these up. Or if you're not, look for good quality hooks, some similar to this gripper hook right here. Let me pull one out the package so you can actually see what it looks like if you're not from the Chicagoland area and you're trying to tie your own hair rig. But essentially, it's a little like a wide gap hook. These are size 4 and they're made in Japan. If you're looking to make your own hair rig, I highly recommend you guys purchasing your high quality hooks, because a hook can be the difference between you losing a fish. Anyways, so this is a size 4 gripper hook. Let me put that to the side. And that's enough from here. Let's put this to the side now. Won't be needing that. All right, now the next thing we need is going to be a baiting needle. Baiting needle is a must-have, especially if you're going to do the hair rig, because this is an important part to actually using the hair rig, and it makes tying the hair rig a lot easier. So these are two different types of baiting needles. The only difference between these two is just, again, the grip. So this is the black and gray one. Again, not that much difference between the black and yellow. They both do the same thing. It's just a different style. They do retail for around $3 at Lee's Bait and Tackle, but if not, you're able to find them on a website if you're not from the Chicagoland area. I know there is one website that I did order my carp fishing gear from. I'll leave the link for that website in the description below if you guys do want to check out any carp specific gear. But that is what you'll need. And as you guys can see, that these are what you're really going to be tying these hair rigs, and I'm going to show you with that. So let's put that to the side now, and let's get right into it, people. So right here I got J braid. This is 40-pound test and a yellow color. The reason why I chose yellow was because I wanted to make it easier for you guys to see how I actually tie this. Now the thing about tying your own hair rig, you can use mono and fluorocarbon. I've seen people do it. I personally have not done that yet, but I plan on to, especially with fluorocarbon if I'll be fishing any clear body of lakes like the Great Lakes. But for now, I'm sticking to the braid, especially since I'm fishing murky water. Sometimes clear, but even with the clear water, I do use this bright yellow braid, and it still catches me carp. But, you know, everybody's got their own preference. The only thing I do say is I would go 20-pound braid and up, all the way up to around 50 or 60 mark in braid. I wouldn't go anything more past that, because at the same time, when you're fishing for carp, you're really fighting the fish. You're not hauling them in. Anyways, let's toss that to the side. So first thing I like to start off is I like to get about 7 to 12 inches of line out. Right about there is a good amount. Make sure when you're tying this for your first time, I want you guys to give yourself enough line to work with. So if this is your first time tying your own hair rig, I'd recommend going with a foot long of line. Grab your pliers, scissors, whatever you want. I do recommend just getting pliers because it does make tying this rig a lot easier. So let's just cut right here. Okay, let's put that to the side now. Now we got our line. So next thing we do is we're gonna grab one end of the line, and we're going to do this to it. We're going to make it double line right there. Now once you got that, make sure you give yourself enough room to work with. And now you're going to form an overhand knot with this loop you just made. Like so. Cross them. Now you can do this without the baiting needle, but if you're having hard times tying it, this would be a game changer for you to tie your very own hair rig. So in this instance, I'll grab the baiting needle. I go through the loop. I'm going to catch that loop I have, pinch it down, and I'm going to pull that loop through that hole. Just like so. And you want to get about like a centimeter of that loop just formed. If not, you can go bigger than a centimeter, but you want to make sure you have yourself enough room, because if you make it too small, you're going to have an issue putting your bait stopper. And you guys might not know what I'm talking about until the end, but you'll see. So we'll cut the tag in here, just shorten it up a tad bit. One thing I'll do say is if you guys are like me and you're very picky on your rigs and you want to make sure you make the best rigs possible, you can grab a lighter and actually burn the tip of that braid where you just cut, so you don't get no frayed ends, because I know that's an issue that pops up. Again, these are not the best pliers to cut braid. But as you guys can see right there, in this instance, I would grab a lighter and burn this tip so it doesn't get frayed over time. Anyways, we get that loop out. Now we got that loop formed. Now we grab our hook. Now first thing you want to do is you can either grab this end of the loop and put it through the eye of the hook, or you can go to the other side, put your line through here, slide it all the way down to the end of the loop, and then right where you made that overhand knot, I'd like it to pass the bend of the hook right here, just like that. That's enough space you want. That's the ideal space you want to have, and that's how I tend to stick to when I'm tying my hair rigs. Once that is made, I'm going to hold it down here with my finger. Now I'm going to grab this part of the line, and I'm going to wrap it around here, around the shank of the hook. I'm going to wrap it around between 7 and 9 times. I typically stop at 7, but everybody's got their own preference. Anyway, so let's go on and do this. So I'll go around the shank of the hook about 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once I've gone around 7 times, I'm going to grab this tag in the line and I'm going to put it through the eye of the hook again. This is called your knotless knot. Now, this is one step you can do, and that's wet this, lubricate the line right here, and grab your pliers, hold the hook right here, and just pull it so it's snug. I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, I wet the line. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab my pliers, grab that hook down, and I'm just going to pull. You will see the line move slightly. That's good. You just want to make sure it's nice and tight to the point where it won't move around easily unless you put a lot of force on it. Once that is tight, you can let go. And now we can move on to the next process, or the next step. Next step to this is now tying your swivel. This is my swivel right here. So at this point, you grab the other end of the line, and you can tie any knot of your preference. I like to stick to the polymer knot because that knot has proven its durability and the strength it has of not breaking off. So that's what I'm going to do. Simply go through the eye once, then you go through the eye twice, and now you form a little loop over here. Now you're going to grab that loop and form an overhand knot, like so. Now you're going to grab that loop and put it through that overhand, or that little overhand knot you just made, or that loop. You're going to pull slightly, not all the way. Now you're going to grab the swivel, put it through that loop, and then again, I'll just wet my line right here. Alright, once I got that overhand knot, or any knot you want to tie it to the swivel, you just cut the excess line. We cut the braid, like so. Again, you see that frayed, how it gets frayed right there? That's why I recommend grabbing a lighter and just burn the tip so it doesn't spread and weaken the line over time. And we got that done. So now the next step is to grab your baiting needle. I'll actually use this one. And now, when you guys are fishing, you guys could use fake horn. Not saying it's a must-have or you need to. But all you have to do is grab, so let's say this is your actual real corn, can of corn, you just open it up. All you're going to do is just insert the baiting needle through the middle of the can of corn, or the corn kernel. You just open up from your can. You could do 2, 3 kernels of corn, as many as you want. I personally, when I do a real corn, I actually go up to around 3 or 4. There we go. Now, that little loop we form here, make sure you get to open it up. And now you're going to slide the baiting needle. The baiting needle's got this little hook right here to clamp on that loop, like that. And there's a little metal piece that you can just close it, so that way you won't lose the baiting needle won't come off the loop as easily. And all you do is slide your corn onto this loop right here you just formed, like so. Now once that is done, you're going to grab your bait stopper and you're going to insert it between the loop, like how I'm doing it right now, like that. And now you're going to grab your pieces of kernel, slide it down the loop, and that little bait stopper prevents your corn from falling off the loop, which is why it's named the bait stopper. Self-explanatory right there. And you want to make sure it's nice and snug. And there you have it, folks. That is actually how to tie your very own hair rig. Now, don't be discouraged from using bright line like this. I mean, I've used it in murky water, in clear water, and it still called me carp. Alright guys, so that's really it. Now, you guys might be asking, well, why can't I just use a regular hook to catch carp? You can use a regular hook to catch carp. The only issue with that is that you will probably have a high chance of gill hooking the carp, and they'll just suck up your bait and get stuck in the gill, and you'll kill the carp. And this also prevents you from losing carp as well. And it also prevents bluegills, any other kind of little fish, even turtles. There will be turtles that will try to take your corn and whatever bait you have on carp if you were just to put it on a regular hook. So this prevents them from stealing your bait, as well as it prevents you from hooking up on those little bait fish, because they do get a little curious at times and just nip at your bait, and you'll just see your rod keep moving. But this would actually prevent those guys from stealing your bait. It makes it a lot more difficult to get it off. And how this would work in the water is it would lay down on the bottom. Now, since I'm using fake pop-up corn, it'll be buoyant and kind of float on top. But when the carp are roaming around, they see your bait, they suck it up. The bait goes in their mouth right away, and most of the time, your bait is stuck on their lip, kind of like this, and they just swim off. That's when you have your line real loose, or you have a bait runner and you hear your alarm go off or your bell go off. You run over, tighten up your drag, set the hook, and from there, battle the fish. And really, that's the whole purpose of the hair rig. It helps you catch fish, less chance of losing them, and prevents you from killing a carp. So that's really all to it, guys. I hope this video was very useful for you guys and taught you guys how to tie your very first hair rig, and hopefully get you to catch your very first carp on a hair rig. Anyway, guys, if you do want to see any more carp fishing tips or videos or how-tos, such things like that, or you want me to make a video of me going through my whole entire carp arsenal, because I do have a lot, you get an idea of what you kind of want to get into. If you do want to get into carp fishing more, then leave a comment below in the comment section of the video to let me know that you guys want to see future videos of carp fishing. And leave a like and be sure to subscribe to my channel. Every subscriber means a lot to me, and it lets me grow as a fisherman and as a YouTuber as well. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and catch you guys back in the next video.